Billions of unwanted electronic products end up in the dumping grounds of the world's poorest countries, an issue that has attracted public and media attention in recent years. Discarding old computers, cell phones, and other obsolete electronic products endangers the health of many and harms the environment of all. A team of researchers from the University of Calgary traveled to a dump site in Accra, Ghana, a place considered the epicenter for electronic recycling in West Africa.
Have you heard of something called electronic waste?
Electronics, what about what?
Electronic waste.
Yeah.
You've heard about it?
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Electronics will like where other electronics or
waste that is being collected electronically and try to get an environment not so clean, and the collection of it.
At a site like this one, hundreds, if not thousands, of young people come every day to extract precious materials from old and electronic devices.
How long would that take to do that?
It was like 2 hours.
It doesn't work every day?
Okay, last limit.
Materials inside.
Where are you from? Come and talk to this boy. What are you carrying? What is this one?
Copper.
Copper. What do you put the guy here for?
Don't go me when you're shining. That
is this, like what I was saying, that is the lead that they are extracting from the batteries. These are the computer batteries, like the bigger ones that we're seeing over there. So this is the way they extract it.
Coming to this site, extracting the most valuable material you can as quickly as you can in order to make a few dollars are hard enough. But workers at this site face massive health hazards. Their days start early at 6 a.m. and end close to sunset, throughout which these workers are exposed to massive amounts of contaminants, which are released into the soil, into the air, and into the bodies of the workers.
We have some knowledge about the fact that some of our operations and the way it's done is contaminating the soil. Because, for instance, we have, a guy there that deals in, batteries. Some of these batteries, the acid, end up on the ground. And then some of these are engine oil, and some of these hazardous, materials. We also know that some of them also spill on the floor, and we know that is of hazardous effect to us. But we didn't know how serious it was until yesterday when we came to the meeting, and they told us, technically, medical terms about how serious those things were. That was why I'm very, very much passionate about, how we can all deal with the situation and then find a lasting solution to it.
Workers spend most of their days often using fire to extract dangerous materials from electronics. One of the problems with electronic waste is that its effects on health are not immediately obvious. The workers are aware their work may damage their health, but they don't realize how dangerous it really is.
I don't know if this is a too personal question, but can you ask him how much money does he make?
Oh, Lala, una mammy, and trying like Anto Dashare, Dakan Sable. I'm into Dashare and Dakanya Biara. Okay, the Banya difference. Anto Zang 20 million da. Ntichan Kahaka and your papa 5 million. Very big pie.
In the morning they buy tea, which is 1 Ghana city, 1 Ghana city. Then in the afternoon they will buy food. 1 Ghana, 1 Ghana. So the evening time they also
They'll spend at least 3
3
cities.
cities per day.
What about transportation? They live here.
Yes, they stay here.
How do you pay rent?
Now I'm doing they are high. Says he has rented.
How much?
A month, 150. Say a month. One Ghana 50,
15 Ghana cedis.
15 Ghana cedis, yes.
A month.
Per month, yes.
Can we ask a personal question? Does he
Yeah.
live with his family?
You have a
Now,
wife?
no, he stays here alone. The parents are at North.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that most of them come from the north. Now, can you explain why that's the case?
The north is the poorest part of the country, and there's little alternatives up there. There's no industry. They're engaged in agriculture. There are famines, droughts, so you cannot really count on agriculture. Additionally, population is growing, so I mean the farm sizes, they're not sufficient to nourish the people up there. So they go south, they go to the cities. This is one of the few sectors where you need no investment costs. You just go there, you start working, and you gain some money to buy your food in the evening. I mean, what is very alarming that the money they earn, they might have good days, but they all have bad days. So on the average, they earn not enough to sustain a family. If you have a family, what do you do if you cannot sustain a family? You have to engage your children to work. So the family is working there, the children are working there. And we also know the levels of blood, the lead involved in this process is cadmium and so on, persistent organic pollutants. This is just not a good starting point for children. They should not be there. Even the adults should not be there, should not involved in these processes. But children are, and they do not go to school. So this is a very sad side of the story.
What kind of things do you see would help you move forward in the next year or two to help out with some of these issues that you brought up today that a lot of people have mentioned?
Well, I keep on hammering. If, for instance, there are two main things, or rather three main things that we will need. One, education, and then legislation, and then finance. These are the only three things. Because the legislation will make you to do the right thing. The legislation said you should not burn the copper. We have a machine over here that can remove the rubber for you. Go there, do it, and then you pay a small fee. So if you don't do it, the government will hold you responsible for it. It will not be my problem as an association. That can also help. Because me, an individual, I cannot tell people not to do certain things because they will use the law against me.
Yes.
Some of our members are not even aware of the dangers at all because of the education, aspect. They don't have the education, and then they don't know anything about such until maybe they see something physically affecting their health. Maybe coughing, and then they go to the hospital. They say you have tuberculosis as a result of your hazardous effect on your. That is when they will tend to know. But some of us also know, but we don't have. I don't know how to put it. We cannot help the situation.
So what happens? Let's say one of the workers gets sick and they have to go to the hospital. There's no support for them? What?
Oh, well, you see, let me explain about our association. We are individual people operating independently. We have the driver with his own truck. All he does is to carry our scrap to Tema and we pay him for it. You understand? Yeah. I also buy scraps. I have my own company. I do the buying and then I go and sell to Tema. We have the mechanics who also repair the vehicles. They all operate independently, but we've all come together to form this association in order to assist each individual members when we think necessary.
Specifically, we ignore how toxins from electronics affect the lives of workers in Ghana. And generally, we ignore how quickly ecosystems are damaged. What we know is that some way or another, other regions also face the challenges of what to do with our increasing thirst for electronics. Our demand for electronic products has nowhere to go but up. The electronic waste that arrives in Ghana comes from Europe, North America, and Asia, and the nation doesn't possess the legislation, financial resources, or awareness required to deal with this issue. As the problem of electronic waste has gained greater international attention, organizations have begun to support workers by looking for more sustainable, healthy ways to undertake electronic recycling. The speeds at which electronic products become obsolete are ever quickening because our demands for computer-based devices for work, education, and socializing are steadily increasing. It is hard to imagine a more powerful and effective response than our collective consumer behavior. You can make a difference. Please recycle your unwanted electronic products in a responsible manner.